permission to rest, permission to slow down, permission to stop chasing your thoughts. You do not need to keep up with every idea that appears. You do not need to solve every problem before sleep. Right now, you are allowed to let your mind move without following it. If your thoughts feel fast tonight, that does not mean something is wrong. It means your mind has been active, processing, sorting, planning, holding information. And now that the world is quiet, that activity is more noticeable. You are not failing at sleep. You are transitioning, and transitions take time. Before we continue, just a gentle note. This audio is for relaxation and general comfort only. It isn't medical advice, and it isn't a replacement for professional support. If you are experiencing serious health concerns, please speak with a qualified professional. For now, this is simply a calm space. Nothing more, nothing less. Racing thoughts often feel urgent, like each one demands attention, like each one needs an answer immediately. But very few thoughts at night truly require action. Most can wait. Most belong to daylight. If your mind jumps from one idea to another, you do not need to chase it. You can observe the movement without participating, like watching traffic from a distance. Cars pass, you do not step into the road. Notice your breathing, not to change it, just to anchor lightly. Air moving in, air moving out. The breath is steady even when thoughts are not. Your body is lying down, supported, still. Nothing in this room is demanding action. Nothing is escalating. Nothing is approaching. The environment is steady. Your mind can learn from that steadiness. Racing thoughts often try to solve tomorrow in advance, rehearsing conversations, predicting outcomes, replaying decisions. You can gently remind yourself, morning will handle that. Not dismissively, just calmly. Morning will handle that. You do not need to think clearly right now. You do not need to think quickly right now. You do not need to think at all. Thinking can continue without your effort. You can step back from it. Let your shoulders drop slightly. Let your jaw loosen. Let your tongue rest. These small signals tell your system that alertness is no longer required. If a thought begins and then jumps to another, that is fine. Let them jump. Let them scatter. You are not required to organize them. You are not required to finish every mental sentence. Unfinished is acceptable tonight. Racing thoughts slow when resistance slows. If you argue with them, they speed up. If you try to silence them, they push louder. Instead, you allow them to move without interference. Your breathing continues. In, out, uncomplicated, automatic. No. Notice the weight of your body, your legs supported, your arms resting, your back held. You do not need to hold yourself up. Gravity is handling that for you. Even if your mind is loud, your body can be calm. And when the body softens, the mind often follows. Not instantly, but gradually. You may notice small gaps between thoughts, brief pauses, tiny spaces. Those spaces widen when effort leaves. You do not need to stretch them. They expand naturally. If a thought feels important, you can acknowledge it without solving it. I see that, and return to breathing. No engagement, no debate, just returning. But there is no advantage to solving complex problems at this hour. Fatigue distorts perspective. Rest restores clarity. You are allowed to postpone thinking. You are allowed to let ideas remain incomplete. You are allowed to leave questions unanswered until morning. Your nervous system settles when it senses safety. Safety is not silence. Safety is absence of threat, and there is no threat in this room. Let your eyelids feel heavier, even if they are already closed. Let your forehead smooth. There is nothing to monitor, nothing to check, nothing to track. Racing thoughts are movement. Sleep is stillness. We are gradually shifting from movement to stillness, not by force, by reducing participation. If your mind speeds up briefly, that is normal. Waves peak and fall. They do not stay at the highest point. You are already on the downward side, simply by lying still, simply by listening. Nothing is required. Nothing is expected. Nothing is missing. You are not behind. You are not out of control. You are simply unwinding, and unwinding takes time. You are still here, still breathing, still supported. Even if your thoughts are moving quickly, your body is not. Your body is steady. Your breathing is steady. The room is steady, and that steadiness matters. Racing thoughts often feel like they must be followed, like each one carries urgency. But urgency at night is rarely accurate. Night amplifies importance. Morning reduces it. So there is no benefit in engaging fully right now. You can let thoughts pass without stepping into them. Imagine your thoughts as leaves moving across water. They drift, they circle, they overlap, but you remain on the shore, watching, not entering. You do not need to quiet your mind instantly. You only need to reduce your involvement. There is a difference between having thoughts and chasing them. Tonight, you are not chasing. Notice your breathing again. In, out, steady. uncomplicated. Even if thoughts are layered, the breath remains simple. You can return to that simplicity at any time. If a thought tries to rehearse tomorrow, you can gently say, "That belongs to daylight." Not harshly, not dismissively, just calmly. "That belongs to daylight." And return to breathing. Your shoulders remain heavy. Your jaw remains loose. Your hands rest without gripping. Your legs supported fully. Nothing is required. Nothing is expected. Nothing is missing. Racing thoughts sometimes jump topics rapidly. From work to conversation, to memory, to possibility. You do not need to organize that movement. You are not required to make it coherent. You are allowed to let it be scattered. Scattered thoughts do not prevent sleep. Engaged thoughts do. Warnings. So we reduce engagement, not by force, by stepping back. You may begin to notice that some thoughts fade halfway through, that sentences trail off, that ideas lose clarity. That is a sign of slowing. You do not need to complete what fades. Unfinished thinking is acceptable here. Your body continues to rest. Your breathing continues automatically. The surface beneath you continues to hold your weight. You are supported fully. There is nothing to brace against. If your mind brings up something unresolved, you can acknowledge it lightly. "I'll look at that tomorrow," and return to stillness. Tomorrow is better equipped for decisions. Night is better suited for rest. Racing thoughts often try to create solutions, but solutions formed in fatigue are rarely useful. Clarity improves after sleep. Perspective returns after rest, though you are not losing anything by postponing thought. You are gaining clarity later. Your breathing may feel softer now, or perhaps unchanged. Either is fine. You do not need dramatic shifts. Subtle settling is enough. Notice the weight of your eyelids, the smoothness of your forehead, the looseness of your jaw. These are quiet signals. Signals that alertness is lowering, even if thoughts are still moving. Racing thoughts lose intensity when not fed. Attention feeds them. Argument feeds them. Fear feeds them. But neutrality starves them. So we remain neutral. A thought appears. You notice it. You do not respond. It moves on. Another appears. You notice it. You do not respond. It moves on. Repetition reduces intensity. The mind may test you again, offering one more reminder, one more important idea. You can respond gently, "Not now," and return to breathing. The night does not require preparation. Nothing here demands analysis. Nothing here demands speed. You are allowed to slow. Let your breathing lengthen slightly on the exhale, not forced, Just a loud, longer exhale signals safety, and safety reduces urgency. Racing thoughts often feel like movement, so we anchor in stillness. Your body remains still. The room remains still. Time moves forward without your effort. You do not need to push it. Of Bobby. You may notice that thoughts are beginning to space out, small gaps appearing, tiny pauses. Those gaps widen when effort leaves. You do not need to widen them yourself. If a thought returns repeatedly, you can let it repeat without solving it. Repetition does not equal urgency. It is simply habit. Habits lose power when not reinforced. Your breathing remains steady. Your muscles remain soft. Your awareness continues to dim slightly. You are not responsible for controlling your thoughts tonight. You are only responsible for reducing effort. That is enough. Even if your mind feels busy, your body is already resting. Rest begins in the body. The mind often follows, gradually, layer by layer. If you drift briefly and return, that is normal. If you lose a sentence and come back, that is normal. If time feels slightly blurred, that is a good sign. You do not need to monitor it. Nothing is escalating. Nothing is building. Nothing is approaching. The environment remains steady. Your system is learning from that steadiness. Let your shoulders sink slightly deeper. Let your hands grow warmer and heavier. Let your legs settle fully into support. You are not holding yourself up. You are held. Racing thoughts do not mean something is wrong. They mean your mind has energy left. Energy drains when not used, and you are no longer using it. No more rehearsing, no more predicting, no more analyzing, just breathing, just lying here, just allowing. Your awareness may soften further now, edges of thought less defined, sentences less complete, breathing more automatic. Sleep often arrives quietly, without announcement, without intensity. It feels like distance, like fading, like stepping slightly further away from effort. You do not need to know when it happens. You do not need to track it. It happens when engagement stops. Nothing is required. Nothing is expected. Nothing is missing. Remain here, soft, still, unhurried. Only this breath, and the next, and the quiet permission to let your mind finally slow. And as your mind continues to slow, even slightly, you may notice that thoughts no longer feel as urgent as they did before. They may still appear, but they do not feel as sharp, not as convincing, not as demanding. Racing thoughts often lose their intensity. before they lose their presence. They may still be there, but they move more quietly now, more loosely, less structured. You are not required to silence them, only to let them move without involvement. And you are already doing that. Your breathing continues, in and out, steady, uncomplicated. Even when thoughts feel layered, the breath remains simple. Return to that simplicity anytime you need to. No effort, no force, just noticing. If another thought rises, you can let it float past. You do not need to attach meaning. You do not need to solve it. You do not need to complete it. The mind is unwinding, and unwinding is gradual. Let your shoulders sink again, even if they have already softened. There is no limit to how many times you can release. Thus, let your jaw rest. Let your tongue settle. Let your eyes remain heavy. There is nothing to monitor, nothing to track, nothing to prepare. If a thought begins to form and then dissolves halfway through, that is a sign of slowing. You do not need to finish it. Unfinished is welcome here. Racing thoughts lose momentum when they are not fed. You are no longer feeding them. You are lying still. You are breathing steadily. You are allowing. Your body feels heavier now, more settled, less ready for movement. That heaviness is safe. It is support, not restriction. Notice the quiet in the room, even if there are faint background sounds. They are steady, predictable, not urgent. The night is stable, the room is steady. Your body is supported. Your mind can follow that steadiness. If a thought feels persistent, you can respond softly tomorrow and return to breathing, not dismissing it, just postponing it. Morning brings clarity. Night is for rest. Your breathing may feel slower now, or perhaps simply softer. That subtle shift is enough. Sleep builds from subtle shifts. You do not need a dramatic drop into silence. Only gradual dimming, gradual easing, gradual space. Notice the small pauses between thoughts, even if they are brief. Those pauses widen when you stop engaging. Your hands remain relaxed, your fingers loose, your legs supported fully. Nothing is required. Nothing is expected. Nothing is missing. If your mind drifts briefly and then returns, that is normal. Drifting in and out is part of transition. You are not failing at sleep. You are entering it slowly, and slowly is fine. Let the voice become background. You do not need to focus closely. You can float. You can soften. You can let awareness blur slightly. Thoughts may now feel less organized, less complete, more like fragments than structured plans. That is a good sign. Racing thoughts lose structure before they disappear. Your breathing continues. In, out, even automatic. Let the final layer of effort leave, even the effort of wondering. If you are sleepy enough, you do not need to measure it. You are already transitioning. The Zai. Your shoulders remain heavy. Your jaw remains loose. Your hands rest without gripping. Your legs supported fully. Nothing is required. Nothing is expected. Nothing's missing. Remain here, soft, still, unhurried. If another small wave of thought rises, let it crest without resistance. Waves fall when not pushed against. There is nothing to solve, nothing to prepare, nothing to fix. The day is finished. The night is steady. Your mind can rest now. Not perfectly, not instantly, just gradually. And if sleep arrives quietly, without announcement, that is enough. Only this breath, and the next, and the quiet permission to let everything soften fully.